Hello? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bimbo Cat Food. If it's your first time here, a double welcome to you, and also, I love you, but not as much as I love my girlfriend. How are we doing today? Monday, we're doing a stream. We're doing an on-schedule stream this time, which is very exciting. Immediately before the stream, I updated OBS. And apparently the OBS update was an entirely new version of OBS. So half of my plugins don't work. And I did not have time to update all of them, which is a shame. However, I think for the most part we are in business. I don't think Mina and El Kesti have joined me in the call yet. So we're gonna have to vamp a little bit. Really the only issue, the only thing that we don't have for the stream is the closed captioning, which kind of only half worked during the Great Ace Attorney streams anyway, because I can't caption two different audio sources in the captions, and the way that we have the Talk Sprite set up, it uses two different audio sources to animate, so I can't merge them into one. It's complicated. Anyway, how are y'all doing today? I have kind of a headache, so I might be a little bit low energy. Or energy, as my girlfriend says it. Yeah, I'm excited. It's been a little bit since we have done an Ace Attorney stream. It's been a couple weeks. I think? Maybe like a month. Has it been a month? There's no way it's been... Hold on. I need to look at my YouTube. I need to look at my VODs really quick. Oh, it's okay, baby. I already had energy drinks. I ran to the bodega already. Hold on. When was the last Ace Attorney stream? 2 weeks ago! Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, me, for archiving all of my VODs. I'm so fucking smart. Yeah. So... I want to wait until Mina and El Kesti get here to do the recap, because I'm sure Mina probably remembers the case a lot better than I do, because Mina's done it already and is going through it a second time now. So, yeah. Hello? Hello! Oh, they can hear you. Hold on. Now they can hear you.
Beauty.
Hello. I was actually just talking about how I wanted to wait until you guys got here to do a recap of the case. Because...
Yes, sorry.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I was making food last minute and I didn't expect it to take as long as it did.
That's okay. This is Mina's third playthrough. Yeah, so you probably remember the case better than I do, so I wanted to wait until you got here to recap the case.
Yes.
There was a white guy.
There was a white guy who wanted to kill himself a lot.
No, that's not the white guy I was talking about.
Oh, Herlock is a white guy.
This place is full of them. No, not that one either.
Oh, a different white guy? Oh, the whitest. Oh, the whitest guy.
Yeah, the CEO of racism.
The CEO of white men was there, and he wanted a jacket with a disc in it, right?
Yeah, a music disc.
A music disc.
Music box.
And the music disc had a blood on it?
His blood, yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, like, yanked that thing asunder and
Yeah.
bled him.
Right.
It bled.
Bled him like a pig.
And you found out through some later clues and conversations with Gina that the jacket is Magnus McGilda's.
Yes. And that guy's dead?
Yeah, he's super dead in the flames.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Yeah, we assume.
And he told her to go pawn that, and if he, couldn't get out of jail, to go pick it up within a month.
Yeah.
Because what was in the pockets was very valuable, and that was the music discs, but you don't know why the music discs are important.
Right. And then the owner of the pawn shop got murdered by someone.
Yeah.
And Gina was in the room with
Gina
a gun.
Was in the locked.
She was asleep.
In the locked room with a gun, asleep. He was only shot once through the heart.
Yeah.
There was some Homestuck blood around the shop.
There was a lot of Homestuck blood around the shop, and we saw some guys at the
First you
shop.
have to spray it with a fun powder. It wasn't already Homestuck blood. Just to clear it up for the viewers.
No, Vriska got murdered in the pawn shop. That'd be like the, I don't know, 12th time she's been killed. And I think that's it.
And I think it's also important to note that the blood that was on the calendar on the wall is not the same as the blood that was on, like, that. It's not
Unaccounted for.
Windibank's. Yeah, it's not Windibank's blood. It's not the blood that was on the disc. But the blood that was on the Megilded's gloves is the same one that's on the coat, so we know for a fact that it's
Oh yeah.
Rice-fired Mason's blood. Mason Milverton is his full name.
Oh yeah.
So the jacket is definitely
It's
Megilded's.
Magnus. It's Magnus. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's find out what happened. Are we actually gonna go to
Also,
Baskerville?
Sato is on the boat.
Susato is left. Susato gone.
She gone.
Alcestis roll diminish.
I mean, I have two others.
You do have Iris and Gina.
Yeah, you snatched up all the whammon.
All the whammon.
You assigned them to
Kin assigned child.
Kin assigned Iris. Kin assigned Jaina.
Oh.
It's not my fault you kept doing a funny Peppa Pig voice for her.
I mean, Peppa Pig voices are good.
They are.
They are. All right.
She
Oh.
for the past weekend, she's kept doing the voice of that little orange creature from that one Twitter clip.
Oh my god! I saw a fuck. Why did that advance? I didn't click on it.
Where he gets his he forcibly gets his teeth brushed.
I saw art of Hatsune Miku doing the teeth,
Yeah,
forcing him to brush his teeth. Oh, I have so much in my log. That feels weird at the start of a new scene. Anyway,
I guess it wasn't a to be continued. We just.
it says to be continued.
There was
No wait. Oh.
Yeah. Huh. Huh. All right. That was Bacchus from Yakuza 0. Is it Yakuza 0? I think Bacchus is in Yakuza 0, the old homeless guy that teaches Kiryu how to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having all three of us in the same stream is a liability because we're gonna break out into doing random noises, like, very, very frequently.
Oh yeah. I mean, Vi and I do it constantly also.
Exactly.
Recently, I've started doing and that's a good one to do.
I like doing that one too. This is the sounds the seal makes in that one video before a cat punches it in the face.
Yeah, it just slaps it. It's like very raspy. It's like.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you
Like
mean
that slaps
Bacchus? What do you mean Bacchus is not homeless? Hear your call. Wait, I remember Bacchus was homeless. You not? Whatever. Anyway, we have Ace Attorney. When I awoke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. And so began an even longer day than the last. One that I would remember for the rest of my days. Thank you, baby. I'm glad I do good Mario noises. Hello, Gina. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it.
Set. So where's your friend then?
Sorry?
You know, or in the fancy dress? Sasato or however you say it. I don't know.
Aragami.
I don't fucking know.
Aragami.
Ah, Miss Susato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up.
Alright with that, are ya? She already misses her girlfriend.
Aww.
Forget about me if you like. Go and see her off.
It's fine. It's not as though Miss Susato and I won't meet again one day.
Even so.
But you, Gina, you only get one chance. This trial today is all we have. Hello?
Good morning, you two. Oh, she's got a kitty! How are you feeling, Ginny? Did you manage to sleep? Oh. Iris, what are you doing in here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. And we bring a cat. Isn't that right, Waggy?
The cat is here for emotional support.
Exactly.
Oh, cat's gone.
Waggy!
Great way to show your support, Kitty. Kitty has business to attend to.
Let him have a nose around. What arm can it do? Knocks over that vase and that scale. Fucks up the painting real good.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I bought a paper on the way here.
Okay.
Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Runo? Ginny?
Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first.
Nah, I always take the good news first. Might not live to hear the bad.
That's a great point.
Yes. That cushion always gives away people's personalities.
Let's not go there.
It's like, you're an INFP, Ryunosuke.
Shut up.
I don't even know if that's one of them. I just...
Myers-Briggs was not alive yet, I'm pretty sure.
Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. Sholmes is fucking dead. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move.
Huh? The bad news was a weather report?
So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover, and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port.
Gosh, yes.
Alright then, so what's the good news?
So we are establishing that there's the potential that Susato has not made it. Great.
She's dead also.
She's fucking dead.
Everyone's dead in this game.
Oh no.
Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up with the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it?
What does this have to do with anything, Iris?
I couldn't give a monkey's, really. A monkey's what?
A monkey's
Arse.
what?
A monkey's ball. Sack.
If only all good news canceled out the bad.
And look, the trial has made the headlines too.
Oh, you could have led with that, Iris!
Pawnbroker perishes in pick purse plunder. See? There's a picture of his dead body, too.
Cool!
How do you like that? Well, let them say what they want. See if I care.
I can't because you're covering your face.
Don't worry. Bruno will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense.
I mean... He died. Oh, I guess the pick purse part is the... Right. I will?
Then in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be... Discharged divers, dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Runo?
Oh, yes. Let's hope so.
Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it?
It's like she was still here. Okay, I should probably take a... Oh, never mind. Okay.
Look then, Runo.
Oh,
I'll do what I can.
Hold on. I'm gonna look at this.
Well, it doesn't matter. I've read it. Oh.
Oh,
There
look
he
it.
is.
There he is.
Oh.
What's this? The Assassination of Franz Ferdinand.
You can read it.
Oh, can I? Okay.
It is highlightable.
Okay.
How awful for Ginny, I mean. I'm not reading that whole.
That's fair. It is a tongue twister. Okay, we're just repeating the same
Yeah,
thing.
something like that if possible. I'd like to go even bigger.
Bigger? How?
Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial, perhaps.
Protects planet?
Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. That's gonna be so great.
No pressure or anything. Hold on.
You gotta save the world now, Gina. There's a sensational story lower down the front page as well. Look.
Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. I'm sure that's nothing.
Very fun.
Oh.
Ministry mole? Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice.
Of course, you get to read the one that's not blurry as fuck. For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of world news.
About secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently, they're being intercepted by hostile nations.
Communications are being intercepted? But how would somebody be doing that?
That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far.
Aliens.
Are you looking for a new career, Rudo?
No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday.
Yes, it could be. It could explain why he has Gregsley running from pillar to post at the moment.
Huh. I'm sure that's nothing.
Very normal.
Let's not worry about it.
It happens every day.
Because it's not relevant to anything that will happen in this game or the next. Hmm?
Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I'll shoot them. I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you moral support and
For
encouragement.
some reason, I thought she was going to pick up a book. I was kind of surprised that she picked up a bazooka. I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest, but thank you, Iris. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, Iris.
Iris.
Iris?
Yes, Ginny? Well, I was wondering is all. About Sholmes. Did they fix him up alright? Did they give him the pots he needed?
He has a robot arm now.
Yes, the operation was a great success. But Curly still hasn't come around yet. Huh?
Eh?
I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up.
I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news.
Oh, right.
No Susato-san and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. I mean, it's always down to you. Okay.
It always was.
Yeah.
Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense. The trial is about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom. It's time then.
Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris.
Lead the way, Runo.
Fucking Von Karma's just gonna be like, why are you bringing this cavalcade of children in with you? Poor Gina. She tried to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. Hell yeah. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. I like how he has a star on his back. Ugh. Alright.
Court time.
Time to do it. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready.
The defense is ready. Lord Van Zieks. Did I say Von Karma
My lord.
before?
Yeah.
Fuck! God damn it!
I didn't correct you because it was close enough.
It was close enough.
Von something.
Yeah, I was close. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the Public Prosecution Service?
Been so long since I've seen his face.
It was some 5 years ago, my lord.
Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly. And here you are again today. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like, Van Zieks hasn't done a case since the last one we did, and that was a while, right?
Yeah, so he did the McGilded case in February, and then right after that he did the Natsume case, and then he hasn't done another one since then.
Yeah.
Basically, he came back,
Just to fuck with us.
lost against Ryunosuke. Yeah.
Are there some circumstances in which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior? In what
I
one
was
might
gatekeeping, my lord.
I was girl bossing.
in what one might describe as your former life 5 years past. You dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today, you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel.
Let him take time off for his mental health.
Yeah, come on.
There are 2 types of person I cannot abide.
People who like spaghetti, and those who don't.
Those who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Nipponese.
Fuck off.
Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy that cheat the public at large.
Oh.
Oh.
He means Elon Musk, who defend.
I would not defend Elon Musk.
No, I know. Your Tesla willingly, like, it did not stop.
To the Tesla is on fire. The Tesla's on fire, and Elon Musk died inside.
They're trying to scrub the internet of a clip of the car not stopping.
Oh.
And it hits, like, a dummy of a child, and it just didn't stop.
It just plows right through.
It just plows right through it.
Hello, Charles.
Hello, Char.
Hi. He means Mr. McGilded, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago.
Yes, I just about managed to work that out. Thank you.
I fucking know,
I
Iris.
fucking know, Iris. You weren't even there.
Pusher.
Magnus McGilded. If I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him.
And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour.
He was cheated on, wasn't he?
He was.
In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East, the Nipponese.
Oh, so you...
You weren't joking.
Oh, he actually does hate Japanese people, huh?
Yeah.
What? Did he really just say that? Can you be that racist in a courtroom?
Means you now, Runa. Okay.
I actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris.
Desire.
Total
He just
betrayal.
elbows him. He's talking about you, love.
You're the traitor. Total betrayal? What are you talking about?
You stole my girl.
That torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zieks' eyes. Was that directed solely at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zieks. Please, tone down your Nazi shit. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors.
Your lordship is all too kind.
Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial.
Oh,
What? Hello? Wait, one of those guys is familiar. Well, I mean, multiple of them are familiar. But the guy on the right, very specifically, is, I believe, a terrorist.
Not a terrorist, a revolutionary.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's only one truly new juror here. Everyone
Yeah,
else has been here before.
juror number 3 is brand new. The old man's a doctor now. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant?
Someone want to take one? I have 3 of these jurors so far.
Wait, do you?
Okay, yeah, you can.
I have the old guy, I have the maid, and...
Yeah, you can take Garadev, Luka. That way we all have 2.
Okay. I mean, his voice is going to be very similar to the judge's, I feel.
No, Lila, his last name is literally Bolshevik. Like, he's one of the Bolsheviks.
Yeah.
It's very Russian. Okay, so I'll do 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. So you do Garadev then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Former lieutenant in the British Army here. Don't you know, chaps like me were born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think.
I guess I'll take this white boy. Unless, well, you know what? Yeah, I mean, you should take the revolutionary because you can actually do a Russian accent.
Yeah, you'll do the best one.
That was my logic. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do a Russian accent.
Yeah.
As slapdash as it is.
Why do I feel like this one is also voiced by Angus MacDonald, boy detective?
Go for it.
Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely everything, and I'm ready for it.
Wrong.
I was old man as well, wasn't I?
You were old woman. You're taking over old man from Okesty.
Oh, right, yeah. I don't understand it. I can't have left it in there. It's not possible. But could I have? What are you talking about? That's a junior mint.
Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop.
Look at the mouse.
It's so cute.
Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please.
For no specific reason.
I'm not gonna steal it or...
I shall not blow it up. That is prejudiced preconception.
Something wrong, Bruno.
Oh, not exactly. It's just...
I am thinking you have some internal biases to contend with.
I've literally read a newspaper calling you a revolutionary, sir. You have done some shit. Apparently killed people.
But it's mentioned in the dictionary as well.
The mouse is so cute. I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact.
Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time.
Chosen at random.
But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know. Doubt.
So I've been led to believe. But something tells me I'm being duped.
Usually they don't repeat jurors.
Yeah, like if you were, yeah. Usually they don't have a juror be a witness from a case that happened the day before, as happened in the case of Bruce Fairplay.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked.
They were grilling him for information, and as soon as they're like, okay, you can go home now, they're like, wait, actually,
we need a jury for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very well. Now, Lord Van Zeeks, the court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case.
As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short,
I'll kill
We're
you.
in the splash zone.
there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder.
Well, that's not true.
Fuck this guy.
The victim, Mr. Pop Windebank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene.
The fact that he's saying died instantly is really interesting, and I'm sure it won't come up. That's the
He got his back blown out.
Shut up!
that Shinzo Abe sloppy style.
God!
Not as sloppy as that weapon.
No, yeah. A fucking
The Home Depot blaster.
The fucking
is the sloppiest
the
weapon
fucking
ever.
Dead Rising weapon.
DIY gun.
As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in the instant
It's
death.
actually not where the heart is. I learned this during Nirvana Initiative. It's actually closer to the center, but whatever.
Yeah. It's okay, the bullet ricocheted off of his rib.
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure.
Killed him good, it did.
I mean, these are old
Moving on to
bullets, so they're not like as like fast or like, you know. I don't know. Are they as lethal as? Yeah, I don't think they're as lethal as like current bullets at the very least.
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory.
And what's that supposed to tell us?
It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone, like the accused, you might say.
It's not that.
Oh!
The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord.
You know what, Lila? That's a very good point. Indeed. The court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. Okay. I'm gonna want to look at both of these, aren't I?
I now ask the court to turn its attention to the plan of the establishment where the incident occurred.
I should look. I'm gonna look at these first. Hold up, Fancy, because I have some reading to do.
Shut the fuck up for a minute.
I like imagining fucking Ryunosuke looking at the autopsy report and seeing his name and pointing at it and going, "That's me!
Hey, that's me! You guys!
It's me!"
I'm famous.
Single bullet wound in upper half of victim's back. No visible signs of trauma. Instant death from a posterior-anterior bullet wound to the heart. The bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory.
Gently rising.
Yep.
He was too caked up to die. You're like, where?
Where's the cake?
Well, you're on show hall mode right now.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta use a magnifying glass to see whole.
But you did. You went over the bullet hole.
Yeah.
You were showing everyone hole.
That big word means hitting from
Oh,
the
right,
back.
that's me.
Okay.
The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door in the main shop that was found locked. In this quote-unquote sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the accused.
Almost like this is a locked room mystery or something.
Oh, I had brain freeze.
What?
Oh, that's why you were gripping my shoulder so tightly.
Are you,
Yeah.
are you eating ice cream?
I have slushy.
Oh.
Okay.
Why did you think I was green?
I thought you just loved me.
But I was also in.
It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene,
Oh.
she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet.
The gun.
How to get the gun? He's a pickpocket, not a murderer.
Look so shocked.
Oh.
One's being so mean.
Yeah, be nice. We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive.
Oh, he's gonna do it. Even the wine label is ominous.
Yeah.
It's like a Grim Reaper with 2
yeah,
sides.
what the fuck?
My learned Nipponese friend,
Not your friend.
it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case.
Oh.
No.
What's the explanation?
Yeah, that's how you enunciate it.
Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses.
Good gracious!
After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pick purse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth.
Look at her smug kitty face.
I put anthrax in that wine.
The court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Zeeks.
At once, my lord.
What a bite.
Affectionately or derogatorily?
I will never let you know.
It is a mystery. Floor plan. Pretty simple.
Look up big 9.
Yeah, and then gun. It sure would be
Picks it up and stares down the barrel with one eye.
Is there a bullet? There's no bullets in there. This is Mr. Windibank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty.
Mr. Windenbeck always used to keep this gun to hand at his shop counter.
Yes, but only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand.
That's right, to keep all the pawned articles that were in his care safe.
Yeah, that's why.
God, can you imagine if someone invaded, intruded, and he fired once and missed, and was like,
Fuck! God damn it!
Yes, I'm out now.
You better be bluffing.
But as one bullet was fired that night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop, I wonder? Trying to keep the articles safe? I mean, assumedly this is the gun. Hey, Ranosuke, what? Is this just gonna give me the same thing? Yeah, okay. Okay, well. This isn't good.
Like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Bruno.
Yeah, Iris, it's a fucking murder trial. I think...
This is a Paw Patrol, bitch.
Yeah. Get your Peppa Pig ass out of here. I think that's because it has.
Ooh.
Keep your flashy shit to yourself, asshole.
Let us begin. Bring forward the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windibank on 16th April of this year.
Hey.
Mr. Pop is a rapper from the early 2000s.
Oh!
That's what it sounds like. Oh my god.
Cousins of Skungo the Monk.
This is state your names and occupations for the court.
Okay, wait,
Okay.
hold on.
Do you want to?
I want to voice one of the Mario and Luigi's here.
Can I voice the other?
Yeah.
Do you want to do tall or short?
I'll do tall. Because I like his mustache.
Okay.
Also, I prefer Luigi.
Fair enough. I understand why.
I don't know what fucking voice I should give these guys.
British.
But I can't do that.
Dorky.
I can't do Porky either.
No, I said dorky, not porky.
Oh. Imagine if I just pulled out a perfect Porky the Pig impression.
I'd be concerned.
Yeah, I can't do that. Lila, I can't do a Russian accent. How the fuck am I gonna do thick ass Cockney? Get fucking real, bud. I mean, I could do like a nasal. I haven't done nasal in a while.
Do you want to do nasal, or do you want to do rough for him, and I'll do nasal for the smaller one?
Were you already thinking nasal for the smaller one?
I don't know. I just think that we should have the contrast of one of them being nasal.
I'm already doing the judge, who's kind of gruff.
Okay. Yeah, do nasal then.
Yeah, I'll do nasal. Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is, baddie. Professional baddie.
Name's Ringo Skulkin. Occupation's, same as him.
Ringo.
They're baddies.
It's because Nashi and Ringo are Japanese for pear and apple.
Oh, he's not Ringo Starr.
No, it's a really good pun.
It is. Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard's inspector. That's right, we're what they call the Three Skulkin Brothers. What? 3? The Macaulay Skulkin Brothers. What are you looking at me like that for? Don't lump me in with you lot. God blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through?
Oh, well, the bruv. Lost contact with him we have, so we're scouring every shady corner of the capital.
And then last night we come across you, the very spitting image, the very spit of the bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo?
He is, Nash, he is. The very spit of him.
So we decided there and then what we was gonna do. We was gonna call ya Big Bruv Sulky. Oh, that's Ringo. Never mind. Fuck. Come on, leave it out, you two. Sulky Skulkin? And that's before he's run out of chips? Wait, what?
They're so good.
What does that mean?
Like, he's saying he's sulky even when he's in a good mood.
Oh, yeah. Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand.
The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft.
They were there at like 1 a.m. Thieves, are they, these three? No, my lord.
Okay, you can see them looking at him.
Yeah. No, my lord. Begging your pardon, but please don't lump me in with this lot. I can't fucking remember Gregson's voice at this point.
I think it was just like gruff and kind of like, you know, laid back.
Yeah.
2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime.
By Jove, you mean to say, what an extraordinary coincidence. Yeah. Sure is a coincidence, huh?
Winky dinky.
Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed his proprietor's murder.
Hey, that guy's really...
Great.
Hey, that guy's really short.
He's really short.
Order! Order!
The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future.
With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to give these gents on the straight and narrow. I'm just realizing how many characters in this scene I'm voicing.
It's fun, though.
Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand.
Mr. and Mr. Skull, you will now testify before the court.
That's such a weird way to say that.
Yeah. He's such a dork.
Yeah.
Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw. Happy to. That's a skulkin's never skulkin.
I don't believe you.
Them.
Get out of it!
They deserve the chair.
Is the chair invented yet?
Oh no.
I'll make it real.
God! I now pronounce you Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the Gap's door was ajar, see?
That one looks like a pug.
He does look like a pug.
It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in it was.
Well, once we got inside, Cord blimey lummy. We're at a gunshot from the back room.
We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside.
We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet. Skungo's famous cousins. Yeah. Is the chair invented yet? That's not what I meant, Cookie. I meant the electric chair in the context of give them the chair. You silly Cookie.
Kill them.
Kill them. Execute
I
them.
want to kill.
A terrible coincidence it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot.
What a coinky
The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. And within, only the victim and the accused were found.
I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel.
Good, bro?
Yes.
What's the matter, Bruno?
Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense, because I saw it with my own eyes. I saw it.
I saw it.
I saw it.
it.
I did?
I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Apparently, the electric chair was invented in 1889 in America.
Of course.
Yay!
In America?
For the kids.
Did America exist yet?
Yeah, since 1776 it did.
That's unfortunate.
Isn't it?
I was hoping that this game took place in an America-less world.
An America less.
I'm just, you know what? I guess we are in Britain, so like we're still bad. So I mean, America not being here wouldn't really couch it much. The front door of Windobanks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this? Must have been about 1, right, Ringo?
Yeah, I'd say so. Right, Sulky?
How would I know? The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo?
So sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside.
Look at those, they're fucking bringing back their cheek tech.
They were desperate. This is a boobyless game.
They gotta get the
No
jiggle physics in
titties.
there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's true. This game has given us no titties. Just hippos.
Zero titty.
So sad.
Oh. What about you, Sulky, me old mucker?
It's Phoenix's homeland. How could America not exist? I just meant yet. Leave me alone. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place.
And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Mr. Gino Lestrade, had already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim.
You were so wrong. It's not even funny.
That is pure conjecture.
Perhaps. But it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside.
Right, that's what happened. Alright. What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in? Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say. Don't they, Ringo?
They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon.
God's will often presents itself as the whim of thieves, does it? It weren't no whim. I'm dead sure of that.
It weren't, Nash, it weren't. Like we said at the time.
You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it. I am going into the voice of Bacchus from fucking Yakuza 0.
So I forgot. There's an achievement you can get here by pursuing both of them, even though it doesn't show anything.
Excuse me.
Is there?
Yeah.
Mr. Nash
I can't
Skulkin,
remember if it's on a,
do you have something to
I
add?
can't remember if it's on a specific statement or just whatever.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, this seems like something. What? I also need to look at Renosuke's. Something that was said just now appears to have got you thinking. Oh, well, yeah, I was just thinking about me bruv, Sulky. Oh, the one you've lost touch with? Yeah, Gory could be a right nasty piece of work sometimes, that one. Always used to nab me share of the grub when he had anything to eat. He does sound like a very mean man.
Naturally did pull. First of all, through God, all things are possible. So jot that down.
Oh wait, what are you looking at me for, sunshine? Hell yeah. Oh. Hold on, I have to go back to this.
And then you can pursue Ringo when Nash is speaking, and you can get the achievement.
Okay. Wait. Yeah. He's not thinking anything though.
No, I know it doesn't do that for either one.
I mean, there's no I mean, Nash at least had an animation. Mr. Ringo Skulkin, do you have something to add?
What?
Something that was said just now appears to have got you thinking.
Oh well, yeah. I was just thinking about me bruv Soki.
Oh, the one you've lost touch with?
Yeah. Blimey, he could be a saint sometimes, that one. Always used to give me a share of his grub when we had anything to eat.
He sounds like a very kind man. Get out of here! These chips are mine! I'm not sharing! God, I did get an achievement for that. Okay.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Alright, let's get back to where we were. There we go. Did we do that one? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it.
It was a sign that our long lost brother was inside. Hun? She was absorbing her Slurpee.
Oh my
It
god.
was a while since I had a lot.
It's oh, and I accidentally skipped it. I
I
accidentally
won't
skipped
say
it.
it.
Hold on. I'll bring it back. Hold on.
It was
Yeah.
it was really funny. She wasn't speaking, so I turned, and she just had her she had her Slurpee in like both hands and was just looking down.
I was on my phone.
It didn't look like it. It looked like you were just like absorbed in the Slurpee.
Staring into it.
I had to not get brain freeze. I had to think very hard about not getting. They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. There's to a bloke what looks just like our bruv.
Fuck off.
I said, cut it out. Those chips are getting a chomping today.
Not like his wife's muff.
God. A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Yep, just one, Governor. I can swear to that.
It was, Nash, it was. Ain't I right, bruv?
The firearm used to belong to the victim himself.
Yes, Mr. Wenderbeck always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter.
Right, I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds.
That makes sense. Mr. Wenderbeck always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded.
That's true. I remember him saying that as well. So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as a murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can.
And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused.
Yeah, bitch, we didn't forget.
Yeah, like, that's part of the whole thing, isn't it?
Like, I know he's doing his job, but like, it's just him pinning
so-
it on a homeless girl. Is
Yeah, like, shut the fuck
wow.
up, asshole.
Wow, real big dick move, huh?
Wonderful. Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom?
My learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation. Perhaps a drawing would help.
A drawing.
What?
How rude he
He's
is.
such an asshole.
Oh, maybe this drawing will help you, Ryunosuke, with your tiny brain.
God.
Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door, that of the storeroom.
Of course, there's only a little oil lamp burning. Not much to see by.
And the door was in beyond a curtain as well. A curtain and all. Sorry.
That's right.
I misread that.
It's okay. The drawing. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you two try to open that door?
Eh?
Eh?
Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think. Oh, well, your turn to rabbit, Ringo.
Well, Ash, yeah. I suppose you would have to say we ain't normal, eh?
Right.
Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigated to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. My learned Nipponese friend, it would seem, is of the former.
Yeah, if there's one
Come
word,
on, man.
if there's one word I would use to describe these petty thieves, it's courageous.
Oh yeah, these guys have huge balls of steel.
The epitome of bravery. Alright, somehow it is proved that I was a coward that night.
Thank you, consuls. So, I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses.
Say,
I love their innovations.
They're
so
very
cute.
good.
These adorable, violent criminals.
You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story? Well, it was Bedlam soon as, weren't it?
It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out, me lady Lucy Lockets. Ugh, I
Your
stumbled that
Lucy
one.
Lockets.
whatever the fuck that
That
is.
probably means pockets, I would assume.
Yeah.
So, with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left nice and quietly, you say? That's right, Governor. Nothing we ain't more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not bludgers.
We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out, me Lucy Lockets.
So you'd clearly like us to believe. Eh? Come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person?
Saints alive! They fired a gun, you say?
Oh,
Fuck.
get wrecked, nerds. Fly me, Governor.
You ain't told us it was you in the doorway.
It was.
They just their front crumbles so
Yeah,
fast. It's so funny.
immediately.
Why the bleeding Nora?
Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun, and as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, he's sticking up for his friend.
Yeah, his husband,
This man.
his man.
They did what?
On the night in question, This pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, the firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it.
Wasn't me.
The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers.
Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, Counsel.
That is a cockney-ass gun right there.
Hmm.
That's like that's the kind of gun you point at someone and then go, right here, I'll be having that then.
Yeah.
And over the PS5s.
The court will hold this weapon as evidence.
Oh.
Give me that gun. What happened to the wine glass before?
Yeah, he didn't drink it.
It just was gone.
It despawned. Now, my learned Nipponese friend.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at the gun really quick. Seems important. That sure does look like a gun. Oh, I just looked at nothing. So, there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of this revolver's 6 chambers.
Yes, which tells us that only a single shot has been fired from it.
Exactly.
The bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it?
Yes, it happened almost as soon as we'd walked in through Windibank's door.
I'll make those brothers pay.
Hell yeah, kill them!
Kill them.
Okay, I imagine that's probably all there is to see.
It's an interesting thing to remind you, like, yeah, these two characters are comic relief, but they did almost try to murder someone.
They did try to murder someone, yeah. They did shoot our friend with a gun, which is not cool, as far as I'm being led to believe. Yes?
Here's to your successfully presenting the evidence. Oh yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on the gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial.
What? Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there.
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast to your incompetence and move on.
So we're just trying to gaslight Ryunosuke now. That's the game plan. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windibanks that night.
Like, to a degree, I kind of get it. It would be bullshit if any lawyer could just be like, well, I was there, I saw it. It's like, okay.
I was on the bus.
Yeah, give me proof, please.
Yeah.
No, just trust me, bro.
Yeah. The source says I made it the fuck up.
Yeah.
The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded the firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night?
About that. I mean, wouldn't that be funny? If I was just like, oh yeah, it's this bullet. It's not the
Check that.
That was there when we walked in, though.
But you only have 2 guns at the scene right now, right?
That's true. The evidence is in this portfolio.
What on earth have you there, Counsel?
During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains.
Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nipponese of you.
Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio.
And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein?
Yes, my lord.
No more dallying then, Counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses alone the firearm at the scene?
This one.
What is that? Explain.
It's a photographic print taken at Windibank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident.
On the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged there.
Oh yeah, the bullet is the important part, not the blood.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Blood's everywhere.
Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windibank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death.
The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight. But this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th.
That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night. Oh, get wrecked, idiots.
I love that they have matching jackets and board shorts.
Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zeeks?
Sniffs, sips.
If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection.
What? Stop doing this.
But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes.
Bro.
Bruh.
Yes. On the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bolder baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street.
Take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup.
So,
We had a deal. You were gonna get into them details. Get them sulky, try to set the bloke straight.
I have nothing to add.
This is honestly a really smart move on Van Zeek's part.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't give a shit about these witnesses. You can throw them under the bus.
God. So he knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes.
It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact.
To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zeeks?
As has been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim.
Yeah.
In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windibank at all.
So that's it. What? That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it.
We didn't, Nash, we didn't. That's what I reckon. Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let's not forget attempted murder.
Quite a catalog, eh, fellas? Ah.
Oh, we're in for it now, bruv. Now then. Let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot refute that Herlock Sholmes was shot in the pawnbrokery,
Yeah.
along with Pop Windibank, and there being a third bullet. Like, and two of the guns that we have were only fired once.
This is like legit, in the history of this franchise, one of the most solid cases the prosecution has had.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly.
Where's he going with this?
Mr. Chalmers appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
Eccentric? Says who?
Not me. Don't give me that look.
He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop.
Oh. That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption.
As your lordship has surmised, this is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device.
Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed.
Prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question.
Dog.
As the court will observe, the copious identical prints are produced in quite a desultory fashion.
Sultry?
Desultory?
Not sultry.
Not
The
sexual.
opposite. No!
Rather prodigal, I feel.
In fact, there are two such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises. Their respective positions are here and here.
Herlock, why would you not just put one in, like, the corner so it catches the whole room with one camera?
I guess the idea is that one is focused on the shelves where all the stuff is, and one is focused on the counter where, like, the cash register is.
I guess.
But yeah.
But you can show everything at once with one camera, which would reduce the cost of film. Which Pop literally complained about.
You say these cameras produce that print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals.
One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera.
That's a bit of friar tuck, eh, bruv?
Lady Luck loves a skulking.
Witnesses! At what time did your trespassing begin?
Must have been just after 1. Right, bruv?
Must have been Nash, must have been. Yeah, just gone 1. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence.
Oh. Uh-huh.
That's not good.
That looks pretty bad. Oh, fuck.
Good lord! It's the defendant! Miss Gina Lestrade!
The court can clearly see. The accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter.
Thanks, Fanzeeks, but I don't think we really needed to zoom in.
No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom.
Quite! One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel.
Ugh.
Believe it. Chinny.
In short, the accused is the only person who could have possibly killed Mr. Windibank.
Ryunosuke takes damage.
Oh,
I
so
take a
much
nap.
damage.
I take a nap right here.
Oh, hello.
I say, my lord. Wonder if I might put in a word at this point.
I love the crusty voice you do for him.
I bring up all my crustiness.
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
A volley bullet to the knee in the Battle of Maywand, 1880, don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from service, sadly. Nobody cares.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, the course of metal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us in the battlefield. My wife is in prison.
Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point?
Carried on the battle after retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron. 6 men, all good and true.
2 of them not men.
Okay, bro. And we'll all go down together, you mark my words. One for all and all for one. Bro, it's not
Can
that
you get
deep.
to the point?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we ought to understand from this pointless ramble of yours?
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct?
In a manner of speaking, yes. This is the Garrett Squadron's position, sir.
Looks like he's trying so hard to take a shit. What?
The maid
No!
next time is gonna have to clean that. Sorry. Status report for the court, men. On the double. His lordship insists on promptitude at all times. That goes for making decisions, too.
I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I can reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. It's fucking watch, isn't it?
Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky.
What does the mouse think?
Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. Hate this guy.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Thank you for the pets,
Watch the
baby.
mouse when he hits the thing.
Oh! Oh, this
Just a
pet is
little
for the
jump.
this pet is for the mouse too. I have to share it. Okay.
Okay, lovely.
It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already.
That photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned.
Ginny didn't shoot him.
No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination.
Very well. The court grants permission.
Isaac just like kicks the table and walks away.
Time for you to shut the fuck up.
So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising.
Just make a thwomp sound and sit down. Okay?
Yeah.
Stew in your anger.
Benzies.
We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready?
Hallelujah, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. He's trying not to shit, I think.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
Okay, and I think with that, I need to take a pee break.
Sounds good.
Very necessary. We will do a pause. You know what? Might as well.
Yeah.
For safety.
Speckled band.
Speckled.
Cool. Alright,
Mackled.
Meckled band.
let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Ooh, bye. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry for taking so long. I had to read an entire wall of text that Worthy sent me theorizing about Nirvana Initiative.
Oh, fun.
Give me one sec here. go. Okay. I'm back. We're back. Everything's back. I have no water.
All right.
I get to take sippies. Okay. Let's do a summation examination.
Got this.
All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocket Tien. Oh my god, okay.
Okay.
As a housemate, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated.
I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in that end stereo, the truth will just pop out. If I have left it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now.
Mind made up. Stop. Global ready to transition to verdict to follow. Stop. In Motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent.
I like how they went with the fucking Chekhov style of Russian accent.
It's great.
Nuclear Wessel.
Well, I mean, like that's how Russian is. Like, there's no
V.
The V sound is different. Well, there is a V sound, but it's kind of like it's the opposite of German, where German takes W's and makes them into V's, whereas in Russian they take V's and make them into W's.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah.
I have learned a thing.
The circumstance of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively.
The storeroom locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, firing of which was heard by these witnesses.
Not to mention this print. Taken from a chap who's seen action in the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the bally trigger.
I mean, yeah, her finger is on the trigger. Bad gun discipline, if nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh dear. These cameras were supposed to help, not hinder.
Well, they might help.
I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you.
But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see.
Agreed.
Did you just read my mind?
You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination.
Alright.
In your head, Runo. I will never leave.
Oh no!
I'm really a dead little Victorian girl.
I have Peppa Pig in my brain.
Sholmes forgot to feed me one day.
Ah,
What are you okay?
you killed me. You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this.
He's like thinking. Oh, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Turn up for what? Wants to turn up. He misses being young. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then.
Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I'm trying to bribe you, sir. Or, like, blackmail you? Or guilt you? One of those.
My wife in jail, fuck you.
I mean, obviously, I would be suggesting that, therefore, you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything.
Can't be denied, I suppose. Purse of the Garadeb house was the talk of the town after that business. Rogers moved out, and I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tenancies.
Oh.
Haven't had to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old girl's clapped. She's what?
Sorry? Clapped up on a Monday afternoon?
Yes, can't be denied. You did do rather a lot, but not for us, that's for dashed certain. You ruined my goddamn life.
I suppose not.
Of course. No suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obvious.
Obviously. Obviously. But honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2. Ah, he has a thing for maids, doesn't he? And cheat on his goddamn wife. Polish.
She's getting clapped up right now.
She is getting clapped up, that's true. She's getting her back blown out. Polishing the bench, I see. Again.
Its work is never done. Not a blemish must remain.
What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores?
On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. Place is full of beggars, pickpursers, and crossmen. The scum of the earth. Oh, so she just hates homeless people. Ooh.
A little harsh, perhaps.
Let me be plain. Were up to me, all those backslums would be made spick and span or eradicated. Yeah? Oh!
Hey, lady! You good?
At least we have people like the Great Detective working to achieve these important goals.
The
No,
Great-
he's not.
The Great Detective is friends with Gina. What the fuck are you talking about?
She's the kind of person who reads like their favorite book and says, "Oh yes, all these characters agree with me."
Yeah. You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
I think you understand nope.
God, shut up!
She's the type of person to watch The Matrix and be like, "Ah yes, this is obviously about men's rights."
God.
That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rand's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders, cleaning up London's streets.
Did you notice? Okay, never mind.
What?
Juror number 2 is from San Francisco. Holy shit.
Oh, what?
San Francisco has a very large unhoused population, and there's a bunch of politicians and like tech bros and businessmen who live in the city who are like, "We gotta clean up the streets, like the city is disgusting and whatever," even though it's because of like them that there are so many unhoused people to begin with.
Oh, yeah. That tracks.
It'd be fun to housing and then
Ugh.
clean the garbage off of it. You could maybe give those people jobs, I don't know.
You could maybe make housing. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be great.
In my opinion, you should be declared an honorary maid of the capital. Oh, Sholmes in a maid dress.
Mr. Sholmes, a maid?
He's thinking about it. He's rotating it in his mind.
In his mind crowave.
Mind crew.
Oh, wait, hold on.
It's really unforgivable. Metal scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective. Baby girl, you don't know what you're talking
You don't know what you're talking about. You have not been paying attention.
All you do is clean and eat spicy shit.
Minor detail, it was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant.
Based on Castilla Opinions compilation. Yeah, that's just me every day. I get to hear that live, non-stop.
And then sometimes you'll get a really bad opinion where I'll sexualize a character and it's like fancy.
Ugh.
A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway.
She needs to clean the crevices in her brain.
Yeah.
Yes, alright. I shall amend my statement.
No, those are in the compilation too.
Milk Van Zeek's like a cow. Put it in the compilation.
Wow.
Next to people should not be homeless.
Wow, look at this fucking...
These
Great.
brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the detective.
Great.
They should swing? You want to what?
like hang. I think
No.
you can probably hit her against number 6 now.
What was number... Oh, because he... But don't base on it. Right.
Mouse.
Mouse.
Oh, just wait till later.
Objection.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good lord. Counsel, explain yourself.
Oh my. My Satan? Contradictory? Centipedes in my vagina?
Shut up.
It's likely than you think.
C-O-N.
Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick.
I do not have stick. I have mouse.
You do have mouse, that's true. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the skull
it's
Rather, what?
playing Nicolina's theme now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Because Russia.
Yeah, because Russia. When the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver.
Yes. They shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand.
Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear?
Abdomen. Abdomen. A-B-D.
Sir?
Sorry. My English is still learning.
Why'd they put him here?
You are telling the court you didn't hear?
Forgive me, I did not hear.
Ugh.
Here it's word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English. I am Russian, not native speaker.
Who thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again? Mouse.
The mouse!
So,
Why is he doing the fucking Gendo Rikari pose?
He's praying!
it looks like he's doing the pose that of the guy posing in front of all the ass cracks in the Magic Gathering tournament.
Or that one SpongeBob screen cap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
God.
he's about to say something.
You're telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying?
Yes.
They say before, we never done nothing, but truth is, they shot detective. This is double negative.
Yes, that's exactly right. Oh!
Look how long it became!
Don't squeeze it!
Elongated.
Lying is wrong. Especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal.
What was that about not judging people by the clothes they wear? Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced.
This means, when they say, we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big, fat lie. Is this true?
Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so...
Every single time I do a Russian... every single time I do a Russian accent, I feel more confident in it.
You do really good.
Thank you. I have to practice for the Final Fantasy XIV campaign.
God, yeah, that's true.
You know, I trust no one now.
It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir.
I must see with own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Yes, it is, Runo. Easily.
Sorry?
The prince from Hurley's red-handed recorder.
You know what the unfortunate thing is about, like, doing voice acting sometimes?
What's
Is
that?
that my stories can never not sound Canadian. Like, they will always sound like that.
Listen, if you ever want to do some accent coaching, I'm willing to jump on Discord with you. Just
Listen, Vi thinks my stories are cute.
no, they are, but like for the purposes of voice acting, I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
That picture's Ginny, and the next print from half an hour later.
With my holographic projector, I can show the court the crime scene, Bruno. Yeah, it's just like fucking Nirvana initiative.
You'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey, Mr. Prosecutor. What?
What?
Tut tut, calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times.
Suck my dick.
The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved on to the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers into the shop and summarily headed where the fatal gunshot rang out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later after the brothers' flight.
So, this was taken after Hurley was shot then? As far as I can tell. Nothing has been taken.
That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. Oh, this is the fucking... They want to do Stereoscope here, don't they?
Yeah.
Fuck.
The brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot men, but they stole nothing.
It would seem so, yes.
Good.
No, not good!
You were right, I did not understand the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial.
What about the maid?
Mouse? Oh. Yay! Well done, Bruno. The balance is shifting.
Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. And if I can do that, we just might turn the situation in our favor still.
Thank you, Counsel. Continue with the Summation Examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence.
Thank you. Another print of the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. Alright, I'm gonna look at...
In the mouse.
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 It looks like... See, if I shift between these two... It looks like the entire... All the shit at the end of there has been moved. Also... Something is... There's a little vase at, like, the bottom... Oh, no, it's a lantern. Like, that's been broken. Which is also interesting. But doing this, I don't see anything else... different. Why would all of that have been moved?
You have the stereoscope?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is a way easier to see the differences.
Yeah.
Because I can just... Yeah. Okay. Wait, what? In Lake of Lies are many dead fish. We must find truth. Therefore, I say not guilty verdict. Okay.
Press the rest of them. You haven't asked anything to yet.
Yeah. Well, one difference is that one picture has two people and the other doesn't. You know, Lila? I didn't quite...
You might be onto something there.
I didn't quite catch that one. What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry, what? Don't you know? If you look at the photographic print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously. But there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Ooh, how did you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old seeing two prints merged into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary. It's captivating. It's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh, yes, I think you'll find the stereoscope is here to stay. Giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. If only it could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. Well, it could. Okay. What's your deal, old man? What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. Ah, so sorry. I need to figure out a good voice for the old man. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? That totally passed me by. How? Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh, no. Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field.
Love the voice you chosen for him.
So, what is it that you think you've left behind?
Ah, well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing, went in through the abdomen. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. Hey, man. That fucking sucks. What? Did he? Surely not. Exactly. Surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? Surely that's what's been troubling me. That's what's been troubling me this whole time.
Trial here next.
Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. That's exactly my concern, and seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure.
Okay. I'm certainly uncertain, or at least I'm pretty sure I am. I'm sure you need to be more sure.
I'm so full from scalpel, young.
This voice feels like 2 steps removed from Sean Connery, and I love it. Was it close to Sean Connery? Sorry.
You need to be
Oh.
You need a specifically helpful hyperfixation to be a jury member. It's like, yeah, I think that's how they get them in London. They just walk around and be like, hey, what are you into? What are your hobbies?
Wow. And what ways are you fucked up?
Yeah.
Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean?
Oh, you're from the Far East. Stop.
Oh, okay.
Yes, from the Empire of Japan.
All communication with Far Eastern nation used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete a journey.
Ooh, what's a Royal Mail steamer?
Mail steamer.
Alcasti, please. Well, I know what Cleveland steamer is when you take a shit on someone's chest.
Now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid. I'm sorry, I'm 13 years old today. Have been laid along the ocean beds, connecting the entire world.
No, Alcesti, laying cable is not sex, that's shitting.
I just laughed at the word laid, okay? I told you I'm 13.
God. Thousands of miles of cable on the ocean bed? Makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
You are well informed, young lady.
Aww.
Cables soon become a thing of the past. Stop.
And just when I was starting to catch up.
Radio transmissions of the future. Stop. Messages carried over airwaves to 4 corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop.
That's a nut.
Right. Try not to wear out your fingers.
Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop.
I heard what Alcesti said, and then she like cackled at what I said, and it took me a second to realize why. I hate this game.
Driving technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions of the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle.
She just has beef with
Can't
the other
understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys.
Oh.
Oh!
Excuse me.
Angus McDonald is so mad.
It's like I'm about to view your death in 4K.
Juror number 3. Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but what? Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on, I dare you.
Wait, first.
Goodness, are you talking to me?
I think you just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes
Okay.
are just toys, do you? Huh?
They make out after arguing about their tech.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, really, a machine view photographs in 3 dimensions. Why on earth would you not just use your eye? Look at the world around you. It's all 3-dimensional. That's me on 3D movies. No, I'm not jealous because I can't see them because of my depth perception.
It wears off. You like remember it's 3D for the first 10 minutes, and then you kind of forget.
Yeah, it's like like the 3D stops fucking mattering in any way whatsoever.
I'm sad that I could never see a movie like The Final Destination or Saw 3D.
It's okay, I've never seen one of those in theaters either.
But I want to see the
For
moments
different
where
reasons.
I want to see the moments where you go 3D because like a hand reaches out and like blood sprays out or whatever, like the bullshit like that.
You want to see this? So you want to see the stupid shit?
Yeah,
You
I don't
wanna-
care about Avatar.
You want to watch Silent Hill 3D Revelations in theater
Exactly.
with the cool glasses?
Exactly. Yeah.
Coraline was a good 3D.
That was in
Wait,
3D.
Coraline was 3D?
Yeah,
Damn.
Damn. Why?
that was a good one.
Spy
I wanna
Kids
see
3D.
Shark Night.
Spy Kids 3D was a watermark moment for culture. Both Vi and Lila said that.
I really wish I could have seen shit like Shark Night 3D and Fright Night in theaters. Hey, of all the movies I mentioned, Fright Night's the only actually good one. But Shark Night 3D is a movie so hilarious because it just patently does not work if you're watching it in 2D, which is the only way to watch it nowadays.
God. I love watching movies that were in 3D and 2D because when you're watching it in 2D, you can obviously see the moments where they're very explicitly trying to make it
Yeah.
3D, and it's really funny.
Every time Kirsty and I watch one of those movies, we say 3D out loud like, during the moments where something was supposed to pop out of the screen.
Oh, it's so good. What a great way to appease the man.
No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all.
You just don't know. You don't know what you don't know what you're messing with.
He's about to start manosphere content. Which be like, all women do is as telegrams, eat spicy hot chip and lie. You're bisexual.
Pardon?
I don't think bisexuals were invented yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We're a newer thing.
I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues that you never noticed before. What?
You got any, Bruno? Any prints we could look at with a stereoscope?
Absolutely. Nah.
Yeah, it's so funny, Lila, how many terms existed for people who have good hygiene and take care of themselves. Like,
Yeah.
remember when people were calling each other metrosexual because they showered and used deodorant?
Yeah, I never knew what that meant when it was a word people used.
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. I'm the world's greatest detective. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all.
That. Hands it to him.
Alright, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera in Windibanks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. Do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle?
But I'm not hurting my eyes again.
Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. And the day before.
First, it was weeks ago.
The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. Then, when your brain merges the 2 images together inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were depth. Yes, exactly.
That small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important.
So, what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene 3-dimensionally, anyway.
Look how quick that was. Oh! Of course, now I see. Pretty fast bears in this picture.
God, you're gonna start playing Iris as if she's like a little girl.
like
FNAF
like a zoomer or like a not even a
Yeah.
zoomer. What would we fucking call these people these days?
Shums, could I have some more
Gen Alpha.
Robux?
God.
Oh, Iris would absolutely play Roblox.
Instead of writing that goddamn book.
Yeah, she makes like little like Sherlock Holmes
own
mysteries in
levels
Roblox.
Aw,
I think the young girl has discovered the secret.
I have. Oh no.
Oh no.
Colin voice. Hey Runo, guess what?
Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me?
Can't, they're fucking stuck. Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera, Bruno. Go on.
Please don't make me actually cross. Fuck. I can't do it with the way you have these set up.
I think it'll get to the... Can you say that there's really a really obvious difference between them?
Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second. Thanks.
Oh.
Thanks, Lila.
Well, yes, you can see that straight away. But now, try looking at the picture in 3 dimensions.
in 3D. All right, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. Let's see if by crossing my eyes, I make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait. Can we just... No!
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Bruno?
Yes, I saw it, just not by the way
No.
that you wanted me to see it.
You can say oh, never mind.
Oh,
If you say no, not really, then they give you an item that just lets you do it more easily
What?
moving forward.
you goofed.
You lie.
I fucked it! I lied!
Yeah, Violet and the 3DS it was super easy. It was the simplest thing in the world.
Just
'cause they
turn the
had
slider.
Yeah, they just had proprietary
Do
Stereoscope.
they offer to you again? Maybe they do.
Maybe they do.
I fucked up. What's going on with these 2 pictures?
Oh,
Some of the things on the counter sort of jump out at you.
oh, the skull appears.
Van Zeeks is like, I'm not gonna debase myself like this.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yes, that's it, you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power?
Someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that? Hmm?
I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question.
Basic principles of the Stereoscope.
As I said before, if you try to look at 2 identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's the slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures 3-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the 2 pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions.
Yes, there must have been.
Wow, that's where he wears his gamer headset.
Now, hold fire there, sir. What pictures do you think are on it? I think it's titties.
It's
So they really
It's
pop out at you.
absolutely titties.
Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. Why the devil does this shift between the 2 prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master.
Don't say that.
Ooh.
What, me? I haven't the first idea.
Why is he asking Jurith number 3?
Yeah.
He's the one with the gamer headset. You know, Runo, it's quite simple.
It is?
Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. The position of some of the items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means...
That they moved. That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter.
Oh, girls!
That sounds like it would be a slur.
It sounds like a euphemism for titties.
Also that.
Look at those big zooker.
Someone
Oh, that's
tampered.
what he's doing right now.
New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop.
Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in the summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom?
Are you suggesting you might know?
Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. I mean, I would assume these two idiots.
These two fuckheads.
These ragamuffins.
Mario and Luigi over here. It was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers.
Wait.
No!
Don't squeeze the mouse!
Squeezing the mouse elongates it.
Luka, you sound like a Christian after school.
Shut up!
Masturbate, kid.
Don't squeeze the mouse!
Remember, Jesus hates it when you squeeze them out.
Jesus is
Your penis
watching!
crying.
This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They say they do not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy Lockets.
Yes, they were lying.
My phrasebook says dukes is meaning hands, and Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets.
Babe, shut up!
This really takes the brown mouse.
This really takes the brown mouse.
It's just goddamn.
It's just
It's just goddamn.
If the people who don't know what we're referencing, we're gonna sound like we're insane.
Go look at Stray Cat J on Tumblr and also I think on Twitter.
Yeah, I think he's on Twitter.
Stray Cat J is an icon. We love him. Go look. Go
Let
do
my
it.
nuts swang.
Let my nuts
Let my
sway.
nuts swang.
But this is another lie? Is this what you are saying?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Hold on there. Well, I lost the voice immediately.
Do Sean Connery without the Scottish.
Now hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse, after all. Perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal.
I think that's unlikely.
And why exactly?
As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windibank to open the storeroom door.
Oh,
Fucking using his words against him now.
Yeah.
who's learned now?
In other words, Miss Lestrade's interest lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop. It's also a bit like Uchida with the Columbo turned down. Oh, okay. Giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. That means nothing to, like, a handful of people watching this. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony.
The accused is a pick purse, common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here?
Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse, than a pick purse. Worse gutter trash. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, why does this... Parts of the song make me think of fucking, like, Undertale. Or Deltarune, probably,
you're right.
specifically.
You're right, yeah. It kind of sounds like the Field of Hopes and Dreams motif. from
Yeah,
Deltarune.
a little bit. Would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves? Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. What? What?
Slam!
Because you're wearing gloves and you don't want to contaminate your gloves because you're a surgeon.
Yeah.
Can you all see now? I think if fine stereoscopes aren't playthings, you've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. It's specifically here, it sounds like Deltarune.
Yeah. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. Will return home via Regent Street. Stop.
Gonna go buy a stereoscope immediately.
Yeah.
Well, it would seem the trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call the summation examination to conclusion, with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue.
Hey, well done. Oh, by the way,
What? Oh,
hold on to this, Runo. You never know when it might come in useful.
Good. She gave it to you anyway.
thank you, Iris. Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely, but alright. How do I use it? Pop it open.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm just gonna skip because this is... Wait. Do I have to look at the prints?
Maybe pop it open with the latch.
Ah! Okay. Yeah, we got this explanation before already. Okay, so can I put prints in here now? Hey, how does this work?
I think maybe it'll just give you a prompt to use it when the opportunity presents
Yeah,
itself.
like they didn't give you a tutorial on this bit, which is kind of unfortunate. Alright.
Lord Van Zeeks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony for them. From them.
I'm sure it will spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord.
Hell yeah. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night, at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Hold on, Renosuke. We gotta work on your phrasing, buddy.
Probe them.
Probe them! Ooh. Okay, I think that means we should take a break then. And then maybe push through to the next to be continued. Whatever that might mean.
Yeah.
This is a really good case so far, and I like it.
It is really good. You're right.
I enjoy Mario and Luigi, cousins of Skungo. I fucking love Skungo the monk. Thank you, Thor High Heels. You're the best.
Violet introduced me last night.
Yeah,
It's
she told
excellent.
me. Oh, okay. Let's take a break. We'll be back. I am back.
Welcome back.
I'm on both of these breaks. I've just been continuing theorizing with Morphe.
I'm so excited for next week.
This week.
This week. Time is a fuck.
Time is a fuck. You're right. Alright. Let's continue. This mystery, not the other one. Oh, the other one. That one is always on my mind.
Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand.
Mario and Luigi, back at it.
Yeah.
The Krispy Kreme.
I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination.
Oh, yeah, Governor.
I did, Gov. I did.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, stop saying it like that. Car.
By me.
This is going to be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windibanks. Yeah. They didn't steal shit. They didn't touch shit. However, that was a lie. You brothers. Core.
Blimey.
On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We never done nothing of the sort.
How'd you figure that out?
You will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time you will tell the truth.
Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment.
I don't think that's how it works, but sure.
And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again.
Actually, I guess they could be charged with perjury. Yeah, that makes sense.
Not worth pondering, perhaps.
Say no more, Gov. We hear ya.
Oh, the blab will squeak with Peach.
Peach.
Ruined Mr. Garrett said his wife was clapped up.
I need to stop thinking about that right now. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we went ruffling for nothing.
It was when we heard the gunshots, see? Made us both jump and all that stuff went flying.
Well, I mean, it didn't have to give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter would come out the door and get us next.
We stuck everything back where we found it and scarpered straight to him in the black.
We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
But you did shoot someone.
You did shoot somebody.
So you admit to the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question.
Not ransack, Governor, no.
That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbroker under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess.
The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all.
Oh, we don't, Nash, we don't. Can't he make us sound a bit more cutthroat?
I thought that said cunt throat for a second. It can't just be a coincidence that these men showed up at Windibanks that night.
My worms are spreading.
There's more to their testimony than meets the eye, like a transformer. I'm sure of it. I have to reference that every time now. As is tradition.
Oh my god.
Lila! If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we?
We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted something like that, people would think we was up to no good.
Well said, Ringo, me old China. We'd only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourselves in even more trouble.
That's rotten luck.
Says the rotten apple eater.
Witnesses. Explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter?
We never ransacked nothing.
Right, Nash, right? More like we tidied up the place.
Again.
Ugh,
He's
sorry.
He's so sick of these two buffoons. These fruits. So what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much, you knocked all those things off the counter? Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. This bag of nerves needs to learn to keep his shirt on.
Look, it was loud, all right. I mean, me and Granny would have woken up with that bang.
Big Brav here screamed like a blooming baby and fell over on the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot.
I got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over the picture frame, what knocked over them scales on the floor.
This man could. There's no way this man can reach the top of the counter. You've really mastered working quietly then.
What a racket. Me Granny would have been scared back into her grave at a clatter like that.
So, in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some. I mean, it was quiet as a mouse, and then all of a sudden, BAM! Hey, what's up?
Oh, he's chomping.
He's chomping. Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. No, something to add about their testimony. You seem to react just now to what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning that night. And the statement they gave me then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Did it? You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot.
Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it.
Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still, I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, eh, fellas? If I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them. Easy, easy!
I'll get it right this time.
That's it, yep. It's all coming back to me now.
Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs. Right you are, Gov. Just before we heard the gunshot, we heard a voice shouting, "Give me that gun!"
So, in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously.
We did, Gov, we did.
Although, I suppose if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all.
If you don't want to get shot,
Give me that
give
gun!
me that gun.
Bam!
Kind of thing.
I love
love-
them.
Yeah, they mime this out and then they turn to you for like approval. It's like, yeah.
yeah, did you good? A career in acting tragically missed. And where were the voices coming from? Could you tell?
Of course we could. From the other side of the door behind the counter it was.
From the storeroom where the victim was found dead.
The voice you heard, was it that of the victim, Mr. Winterbank? On me Granny's life? Of course it was.
Your granny's dead! On his granny's life, of course it was. Wait,
What?
it's your granny too.
She disowned that one.
Oh, I see. So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Winterbank and the sound of his voice? Yeah? So that would mean what?
What, Nash, what? Any ideas?
Yes, Counsel, indeed it would.
No. We didn't know the geezer.
How am I supposed to deny it when that bloke in all the fancy club was giving me the evil eye? If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true. On me Granny's life, it is.
On his granny's life, it must be. It's a good job his granny's dead. I'm glad this man's grandmother is dead.
To summarize, then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then heard the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor. And make it sound like we're clumsy.
Don't forget we tied it up after like good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it, they are good little boys. You're saying that Mr. Winterbank had a gun in his hands? Oh yeah, bet that was a sight, eh? Them two waving them guns at each other must have got pretty heated. I mean, just before he shouted out, we heard the geezer say, if you don't want to get shot.
Didn't really sound like he meant it in mind. More of like an empty threat, you could say. Mr. Winterbank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times.
Fucking Lila.
The trigger emotion.
People said that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required.
Someone's head, yeah.
Okay. That's someone being himself, of course.
Yeah.
Good grief! Extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided.
Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only the person he was about to gonna shoot beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper.
The new Jeanette McCurdy book. I'm glad my grandma is dead. And he wished he'd squeezed the trigger into the waste of them time shouting, "Give me that gun."
And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot? It was more or less at the same time, Gov. Give me that gun.
Give me that gun.
Bam! I love them so much!
Kind of thing.
Yes, a career in acting very tragically missed. Oh wait, this is the same thing we saw earlier.
No, it's different. They just reenacted it again.
Oh, okay. Then we hear the sound of someone hitting the deck.
Look how happy they are.
They're so happy. Before everything went dead quiet.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, it's me.
After that, we done slapdash job timed up the place.
Okay. So, you didn't try to open the storeroom door then? Not on your life.
Went deftly quiet after that, it did. But the wind right up me.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, door was locked, wasn't it? No way that was opening.
Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe.
It was, Gov, it was. From the inside.
If you didn't try to open the door, how do you know that it was locked? Right, so we had no way of knowing what was going on in there, did we? Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Like through the keyhole, or a spy hole, perhaps. Don't ring no bells, don't light no lights.
We had to cut and run before we noticed anything like that.
We're still cutting our teeth in this game, see? But one day... I'll give you that one.
We'll really cut the mustard.
Please, cut it out.
But as we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away.
Yes, unfortunately. Gina was in there unconscious with the gun in her hand.
Confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom? That's right, Gov, that's right.
Couldn't have, even if we wanted to.
Oh wait, hold on, go back a couple. One more.
That is a third gun.
But also, like, that doesn't line up with how he died, right?
Oh yeah, he was shot in the back. Where's that
Like a
photo of
autopsy
his dead
report?
body? Oh, there it is.
Objection.
Oh,
that
shoot.
doesn't seem like it's working. Hold on.
Maybe there's the photograph, yeah.
I think both should work.
Yeah, because, like, the autopsy report does say he was shot in the back.
Yeah.
Objection.
There we go.
So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibank, was wielding a gun, is that correct? That's it, Guff, you got the picture.
Yes, Nash, yes, no
I
question.
sure do have a picture. And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windibank was not holding a firearm of any description. Oh. I mean, yeah, I guess that's the way that you can interpret it, but generally speaking, if you're trying to threaten somebody with a gun, you would be facing them also.
Yeah. You what?
Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Windibank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, it was found in the accused's hand.
Yeah, that Maltooler used the victim's own gun to finish him off. God, we're not doing this again.
Hold it!
Stay exactly where you are, right there.
What?
If the crime had taken place as you've so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out.
Goodness, are you sure, counsel?
You intrigue me, my learned friend, but let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where's the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? Now the autopsy report, maybe?
Take that!
I would assume so. According to
Okay,
their
I was thinking
testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout of, "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot.
Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe.
Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. Ah. So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Yeah. But it's the God's honest truth. I did get to do a yeah, huh?
You did. It was more of a gangster yeah, see, than a cat girl yeah. Cat girl gangsters be like yeah, see. That's why the anime the site where you can acquire animated productions from other people.
God.
It's called nia.c.
God, no, it's Naya.
God, yeah, it's according to Resident Evil, it's Naya.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, baby.
It is Nash, it is. When he was shot that night.
The shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes. So you saw it? Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windibank holding a gun. Something like that might have slipped out. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw, with their own eyes, the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person.
Nash,
Nah!
Great.
Order! Witnesses, explain yourselves at once.
Well, the thing is, it weren't supposed to,
Seething.
it would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you.
He's going to
I will
murder
kill
you.
Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
Ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we,
Out, Nash, cut it out. You blab now. You know what it'll do to us.
he? Who are they talking about?
Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you.
It sure is convenient that the CEO of racism was there that day and didn't get what he wanted, and then he had these two Scooby-Doo villains. Assumedly, burgle the place. Rob, come on, the game's up.
But you'll have our guts for garters.
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet. No matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place. Well...
Do we have to? Yeah, you're right, Lila. He's very insistent on everyone telling the truth,
He
and
does.
even if it helps his case.
He does still want to get the truth.
Yeah. On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth.
Ooh. Hey, Mina.
Yeah?
Does the 3-day rule exist in this court?
It's not really made clear.
Okay. I guess it doesn't matter then if it's never brought up.
Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug.
Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it.
Or an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
I put me gun on him, and then he legged it through that door into the back room.
He never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear.
I'm gonna hate if the murder of Windibank is just another accident tragedy.
So, you're now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop?
Well, yeah, sorry.
Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But honest, Governor, this time.
This time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. Oh, we do it.
There's dance.
It starts flossing
Breaks it down.
immediately. Okay. I mean, let's just start pressing. When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windibank?
Who else? Sorry, I mean, that's right.
We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gap, obviously. But we never thought no one was gonna come out of the back room like that. The back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom.
Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. Only place he could have been. So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when those brothers entered the premises.
Which means Ginny must have been in there at that point as well.
Oh god, I forgot Alkesti was here for a second.
Yeah, did you?
It's been a second.
I wasn't making dirty jokes. I was on my phone.
But that doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Windibank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you see the accused at that time?
What, that old ball tooler? I can tell you.
No way, Cobber. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it.
Like I said, it wasn't making dirty jokes. She was on her phone making dirty jokes.
Probably.
I wasn't.
Looking at
I
dirty
was looking
jokes.
at gross shit to show me to laugh.
You mentioned that Mr. Winterbank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claimed that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Oh, did we?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
Was the victim, Mr. Winterbank, wielding a gun at the time? Was he ever blimey lummy, a great ugly barrel he had pointed straight at me frontispiece? Straight at me cock.
So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Winterbank with the gun at that time, is that right?
It is, Gov, it is. Spot on.
And all of a sudden, he came at us, he did?
It was bedlam. I don't know what was going on for who.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Like Nesh said, we thought he'd had it. We'd had it, I mean.
Did he happen to fire at you, though? Yes, I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony, too.
Oh yeah, of course we did.
He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot.
Like our penguins, some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked them scales on the floor.
So, in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter. Well, Big Bravia went flying over that counter like a gunshot, I can tell ya. Then the old geezer pinned him.
He did, Nash, he did. If you hadn't been there, the bloke would have fattened me like a bloomin' pancake in seconds. At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There is a button underneath the counter used to activate it. It was presumably pressed by the victim.
That's right. When the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street, they ran straight to the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Winterbank. He did everything he could to protect his shop. Threatened to kill himself. That's about it.
That is about it. Were you intending to shoot Mr. Winterbank?
No, never. I was just, you know.
Looking out for me, bruv, weren't I? It was being flattened, don't forget.
Well,
By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes.
And then, the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away and then ran off through that door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true.
I wonder why Mr. Winterbank ran away from the storeroom.
What?
Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him with a gun.
Ah, yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Winterbank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Winterbank's hands again?
I have no idea, but that is strange, isn't it?
This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it.
Look, the point is, me and Bruv here.
That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and me bravier.
You say you had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Shut up.
The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he?
Locked it was from the inside.
We know it was because we tried to open it.
But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could have shot the victim, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade.
It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, counsel?
I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could possibly have shot Mr. Windibank? I mean, yeah, the brothers could have.
Yeah.
But based on the information that we have, like Windibank... Oh, I guess Gina could have closed the door.
Yeah.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. What?
What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face-to-face that night, the course of this trial changed completely. It did?
What is your point, my learned friend?
The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Windibank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. Oh my god, did Gina have the gun in her hand because she wanted to use it to defend herself just in case? Oh, but then where did the bullet go?
You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be?
Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums.
2,
Damn.
my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe?
Indeed, namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time?
Understood, my lord.
You alright, Bruno?
I'm not entirely sure, but there's only one thing I am sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely.
So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun.
Probably like around here, right? Yeah.
Probably a bit closer, because it was a diagonal shot, right?
Oh yeah, it's probably like around here. He did get thrown
Yeah.
over the counter. The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here.
And in answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time?
Probably here.
Well, probably inside the room, right?
Yeah.
That's where his body fell. Like Gina wouldn't have the strength to move his body.
Oh, that's a good point. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom.
Continue.
Mr. Windibank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired?
So you were adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom?
Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, yeah, that is true. If Mr. Windibank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time.
Oh!
It was at precisely that moment, when the victim was fleeing for his life, that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom.
Nah!
Ah.
Oh.
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial? I'm Van Zeeks, I drink wine. You were in the splash zone. Poor man. Shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety.
Ah, of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory. Oh.
But the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windibank.
I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. You also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock.
Ah, but, what if someone else locked the door? Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door.
Is that so?
Very well then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom from the inside?
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
That's absurd. You're suggesting the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck.
I am inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel.
Ah, yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it?
Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
But of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they?
Oh, yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windibank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windibank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom.
Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv.
We're famous.
If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom.
Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windibank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windibank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life. Get wrecked, idiots. But I mean, we're the ones who done it.
He got his own voice told it.
Yeah, he did.
We ain't, Gov, we ain't. You gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. They can't have done both. They simply cannot have done both. There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windibank's murder.
Yeah.
Nah.
Ah!
Those three brothers.
It was amazing, Runo. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know, first time ever, and probably the last.
Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict if not. He's remembering a funny meme.
An admirable effort, my learned friend.
What's this now? He's laughing?
You find that situation amusing, Lord Van Zieks. I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive.
Fine.
I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation.
Say it.
Say what?
I don't know what they usually say after chicanery. You defecated through a sunroof.
What?
It's
It's a Better Call Saul.
Oh, okay.
the character goes on a rant where he uses the word chicanery a couple times.
I
And after he says it, he just shouts out, "He defecated through a sunroof."
God.
I should. That
But
should.
they're also lawyers, so it all makes sense.
Yeah. God. Okay. Next time we do a charity stream, look, I'll make that one of the
Okay.
stream rewards. I'll do that entire rant in Van Zeek's voice.
God, that would be great.
With such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here.
What?
Thank you, Lila. I really love doing crime naz.
Yeah.
Nah. The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw.
A fatal flaw?
Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing?
I say, Lord Van Zeeks. Might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick, or whatever it is, to the troops on the ground, huh?
The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand.
Stop! How do you get so many glasses?
He has someone under the table handing them to them. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets.
By George, count bullets. I don't know how to count past 6. What the hell come after 6? Oh dear. You noticed then?
Huh? What's everyone talking about?
Counsel?
Yes, sir.
Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime.
Two. 2 bullets. Well...
Correct.
No.
The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene.
Sorry. Excuse me. We already established the existence of a third bullet, sir.
Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by their second bullet earlier in...
What?
I think the argument presented here is that the bullet went right through Sholmes and into the wall.
Okay.
The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar.
Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the Skelkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun.
Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each.
Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago.
Cardinal Sinful, if this were an accurate depiction of law and order in this time period, the jury wouldn't be shooting flaming balls of fire into a scale.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah.
That these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes.
Yes, I did. Oh my goodness, I think you'll find
And if a single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means...
Winterbank not shot by the same gun, stop. Only 1 bullet, stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, It was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny.
Ugh. Take damage now.
Pee your pants right now.
No. Order.
Uncle thinks to pee his pants. I'm
Why?
down there.
Why? For what? For what purpose?
Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery.
That injured someone.
Lord Van Zeeks.
But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Jill Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct.
Like fucking your mum. That's why he's so mad.
The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbroker on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with a murder weapon.
Oh.
And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present.
Oh. That disc. Yeah, I remember this. Yes, that music box disc. McGilded's music box disc.
The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Winterbank, the accused attempts to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And yet with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, by brute force and brazen impudence.
Good gracious.
You weren't even there.
Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets this fact at its peril.
I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel, as a grim testament to the defendant.
Lord Van Zeeks, Inspector
What's got him
Gregson.
rattled?
What?
Yes, Inspector?
We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence. What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Zeeks at all.
I am unaware of any such meeting.
But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent. Fuck them.
Inspector, I am the prosecutor. I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted, thank you.
Ugh.
The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord.
Indeed. Bailiff.
I'm sure that's not important at all. Not at all. I should probably look at that, actually. So let's look at the blood on it.
Oh, hun.
Ah!
Oh, Bruno, look. It's blood.
It is. Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before.
Then it's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. All right, hold still with that disc, Bruno.
Can we
I
get
just might
this?
bring my gun out of the courtroom.
God. Yeah, great idea. Can we get this done quickly, Iris?
In a flash.
Shoots it.
Fart sound.
Huh.
Ah.
Green.
Huh.
Ah.
Ooh, a lovely bright shade again.
What?
So
Bright shade.
what does this tell you?
That the CEO of racism was there.
Hmm.
And got shot, clearly.
Interesting.
Wait, that color.
What is it?
It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? I've seen green before.
On grass and shit.
Interesting.
Poor McGilded. That's the man you defended in court a couple months ago, isn't it, Runo?
Yes, or rather mistakenly defended.
I wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc.
That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself.
I almost said, oh no, someone killed Nepeta, and I realized that, oh no, someone actually did in canon kill
yeah,
Nepeta.
yes, correct.
Everyone was killed in that fucking...
Yeah.
The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. There is nothing more to add.
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case.
I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once, for all of 5 minutes.
Oh dear. It wasn't even for 5 minutes, Runo.
Oh?
My lord. Oh. I wonder if I might say something at this point.
Proceed, Mr. Foreman.
I believe about in a fog up till now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden. The answer is bally obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it.
Oh no.
Very well. The court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Right.
Guilty.
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 The scales weren't balanced before, but okay.
We have a consensus among the jury, it seems.
When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Shut the fuck up!
Biting him, strangling him. That's my line. I wrote that. For her.
Yeah, you don't get to say that.
He just runs over and jumps on his face.
Just, like, shoots him with a cannon.
Ah, how dare he use it against us?
Don't worry, Iris, I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. That's beyond any doubt.
Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready?
Veritable Squadron is primed and ready for action, sir.
Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty.
Okay.
Alright.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say, Different breed to us law-abiding citizens.
Boy, that sure is dehumanizing.
As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted.
You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket.
I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief.
The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see him in for a busy day ahead. I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns.
Great.
It would seem there is little remaining room for doubt.
Have to admit, was rather bowled over by the argument, but put forward by the chap in black.
You know my name.
But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more.
You didn't even change your leaning, asshole. Ugh. The whole courtroom is turning against me.
Not fair.
Iris?
That prosecutor's being mean.
He is being mean. Thank
He's
you.
being a total fanny. A real cunt. Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer.
Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter.
Van Zeeks, you're a fruity vintage.
I've been hoodwinked to Hood versus Evil. I can't believe you remember that fucking movie.
I don't even remember
Can't believe I
Hoodwinked.
remember that fucking movie.
I saw Hoodwinked and I don't remember it.
No, this is Hoodwinked 2.
Ah.
Was there a second one?
There was, and the 2 was spelled T-O-O. And it had fucking Bill Hader as the villain, but the movie was awful.
We should watch that for a movie night sometime.
The first one's actually really good. I like terrible animation, horrible animation, but like the jokes are funny.
What if we watch Hoodwinked 2 and not the first one though?
I would cry. You want me to cry?
Get back to me on that.
Okay. Here's to the truth coming out eventually.
When it's ready.
That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination.
Double slap. Slap.
Yes, my lord.
I see them.
It's only C1.
Mario and Luigi spotted. Okay, let's press. Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, well,
Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge?
I beg your pardon. Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces? Yes. The greatest military organization in the world? Doubtful.
No, I'm simply illustrating my point. You motherfuckers also kill people. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous.
Bad. Well, yes, might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget, the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She was clearly a criminal, sort through and through. Can't deny it.
When you say that she'd shown she had it in her, are you referring to this?
Exactly. Tried to swipe that only a day earlier, Or am I mistaken?
Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that.
Never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it.
We just looked at it.
Oh yes, of course. Oh wait, that's you.
That is me.
It's him! Not in the flesh.
He's dead!
Bye.
There's... Oh, is the third brother Waluigi or Mario or Wario?
It's neither. It's
Yoshi.
Yoshi. Bowser.
Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe.
How does he have the money?
Don't worry about it.
We still don't know what tune it plays though, do we? I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy.
McGilded's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. I don't think we're comparing Gregson to a Mario character. I think we're comparing the hypothetical third brother that they're missing. I have the hiccups.
Gregson is very much like a Toadworth with
He
his
is.
mustache and
Yeah.
It looks like he would be.
It's the number of bullets that has you convinced?
Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police.
Gregson is not the third brother, babe.
he's there with him though. How do you explain that?
That's a good point.
When the parlor maid asks me how many I've invited to dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Count
Well-
the table settings, sister.
Yeah, Just say a number, though. Like, fucking hell.
Fuck you, you count it.
Well, that's logical, I suppose.
Although,
Yes.
after dining, crockery does go missing. One or two guests rather like the fine china.
Does your employer dine with thieves?
I suppose. If there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position.
A third bullet somewhere on the scene. Could that be possible? Well, I can't prove it. Can I? Like... So, okay. I don't know if I can actually prove it. Is the bullet... They don't say if there's an exit wound on this one. Yeah, I definitely can't prove that. We don't know. We don't even know if the bullet went all the way through her lock or not.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, only 2 bullets were discovered by the police during their investigation.
Yes, I know.
Right.
And I don't imagine the good men of Scotland Yard would have overlooked anything. If I missed the bullet while I was cleaning his lordship's office, well, I should receive a sound scolding, I don't doubt.
Possibly a spanking.
Oh, possibly a schmanky.
And he should receive a visit from the police, perhaps. It sounds like a crime scene to me.
A third bullet.
It would completely turn things around if there was one, wouldn't it?
You think we might find one lying around somewhere?
I'm gonna look at things really quick. We literally have photos of the scene, but... No, Iris, I don't think we'll just find one lying around somewhere. As a matter of fact. So if I've understood correctly, you need 2 pictures, a left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions. Like this. So if we have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them? I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it. The Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? This is a waste of time. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. Yeah, that seems right. The old man also seems like a waste of time if I'm being entirely honest, but he has previously, so maybe he'll be helpful. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here.
It's like, why are you here, sir?
Yeah, again, why are you here? Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on... What was the fellow's name now? Herlich? No, Herlock? No, Hairlock? Herlock Sholmes, by any chance? Yes, good lord! It was the Hairlock fellow!
I can't believe that Herlock Shams might have a scalpel buried inside.
The surgeon just went to trial to be adjourned right away.
Yeah.
No wonder Herlock's not waking up. He's being stabbed repeatedly by his insides.
Scalpel, yum.
You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? That's right. Using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you. This is crazy. Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly.
And he said he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened him up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb, but couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. I hate to state the obvious, but... yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. The counsel for the defense is correct, as is clearly shown in this photographic print. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region.
Oh, that's fucking Ryunosuke. Wait, was it? Oh no, now it's Ryunosuke. It exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally.
Ha! Who do you think I am, son?
Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do.
As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over.
Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back?
Of course I did. And there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all.
What?
That's the point. The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I said about slicing him up. I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery?
It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. Huh. Huh.
Or you can pit two people against each other for this.
Oh yeah, we have a ballistics expert, don't we?
Objection.
Those two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other.
Oh, a ballistics expert.
You think P-E-T-T.
Kite.
T-Tat. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6.
Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you.
This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery?
I have seen a very similar situation in Motherland.
Oh,
It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away from along mountain road in freezing cold.
Golly.
The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds.
damn, dude. Mental note, don't ask too many questions.
I was shot from behind and fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how you say, exit wound.
Then where did the bullet go?
I ate it.
Bullet never hit me.
Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down?
Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very, very close to my side.
What?
One small piece, very sharp, broke away from a lump of ice and pierced my body. It made deep wound that looks just like bullet wound.
Good gracious.
Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that's a solution to a mystery of disappearing bullet.
Huh.
But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in the pawnbroker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country.
Just an idea, but we might not be looking for at exactly the same scenario here.
No. Where exactly was Hurley shot again? In the dick?
No,
Balls?
no, neither. Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think. I motion vaguely at my stomach because the player can't see that.
Well, that's precisely where he always wears his little pouch on his belt.
Pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that.
His primordial pouch.
Yes, a pouch where he keeps his drugs.
Where he
He
keeps...
keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses on his investigations.
I was thinking where he keeps his Joey. He's a kangaroo. What? Really? Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well... The fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember.
If I may.
Lord Van Zeeks?
While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination,
I forgive the
I should
inanimity.
inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom.
Sorry?
As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound.
Ah, thank goodness! I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment.
Since then, it has been in my safekeeping all along. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all the other evidence relating to this case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred.
Very well. While extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Okay. I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes in the night in question, is it? Look at that! One of the vials is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the vial exploded. Exploded! So that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers struck... From the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury.
This bullet did not penetrate the victim, but was deflected into a wall of shop. I almost said wall of slop.
Wall of slop.
Wall of slop. A delightfully complex aroma.
Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least.
Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case.
Hold on. He's gonna do it the moment I hit this button. Oh. No!
The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker.
Bungle.
The pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered.
Ugh. What at least the mystery is solved? I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man.
Duh. Thank you very much.
Glad I could help. Due to its bang on the conundrum to solve, the court will sequester this scruffy pouch as evidence.
Curly's pouch isn't scruffy.
Iris, no. Holmes' scruffy pouch. Now, the summation examination. It would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion, Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. It could be a valuable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, Rinosuke. Still a way to turn this around. Somehow. I'm sure of it. Okay. I mean,
Examine it.
let's look at it. Hey. Oh, wait, there's no... What? Can I look at that specifically? Oh, I can. Oh, look! There's a hole here at the back. It doesn't look much like a bullet hole, but clearly something's ripped through the leather with great force.
He must have pierced it somehow to have left this hole behind.
Yes, it looks that way. Mr. Solomons and his pouch both took a beating, didn't they? Okay. It's really scorched badly just here.
Oh, the strap is broken, look. Not the strap.
No! This must be where the bullet hit then.
Let me see.
Oh, hey, look.
A bullet.
There's a bullet here. What the? Iris, look! Behind where the broken vial was. Do you see it?
Ah, that's the Skulkin Brothers bullet.
What a stroke of luck that hit this pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is there were 3 bullets fired at Windibanks that night.
We found exactly what that juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet.
It's time to press that juror again, I think. Hell yeah. We fucking do it. Hey, lady. Hey, despicable fascist lady. Hold on. Gotta speed through. Oh no! I was mashing. Oh, I can just literally hold circle. There's no need to mash. I have learned something new. That's way faster. Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet. Here you go.
It's literally just called the 3rd
Yeah.
bullet.
Here it is. We discovered it just now. Conveniently. Yes, on the night in question in Windibank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet?
It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. Please stop.
You gave it to me.
You did give it to me.
What?
What?
This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one.
Do you mean to say a shot fired by the Skulkin brothers that night?
Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch.
But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in this photographic print.
Ah,
The 2 guns from the team have already been submitted into the court record as evidence.
Yes, that of Mr. Windibank and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers.
An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. But that must mean... That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment.
Ah. Ugh.
Take damage now.
Order, order, order! While the summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination.
Jupiter.
What?
Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once.
Get him in here.
Witnesses,
Governor!
we are listening to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination.
We was, Governor, we was. Perhaps we can dispense with a tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Yeah, thank you, Violet.
Oh wait, that got cut off. Hold on. Make of? I don't make nothing of nothing if I can help it.
Is it one of yours? Oh, blimey, love. Go blimey, there's no chance. In that case, did you have an accomplice?
What? What? Never. The Skulkin brothers work alone.
It's just the 2 of us. That's our trademark.
How soon we forget poor Sulky.
Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it?
Lummy, that's an head scratcher.
Counsel for the defense.
Yes?
I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The third bullet and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came.
Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture. The picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this third bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. They had a secret accomplice?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the CEO of racism. On that night at Windibank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with a third man. The witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present. Someone carrying a gun.
Objection.
An accomplice, you say? Pig swill.
Pigs will what?
Yeah, pigs will what?
These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there has not been a murmur of a third man. This apparently wraith-like being exists.
Oh.
Oh.
The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed.
Oh, I have that. Ugh.
What?
I have evidence of that.
The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever on the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of this spurious character.
Oh, I know both of those. The Skulkins are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding?
Well, counsel.
I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity, even. In response to the prosecution's demands, my lord, the defense is... yeah. The defense is ready. I believe I can provide all the answers the prosecution demands.
So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting.
I have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference.
In that case, counsel, I would ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder present at the scene?
Take that.
The evidence is right here, in this portfolio.
By Jove, the portfolio again, is it?
Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. You claim one of these blood samples proves the presence of a third intruder. Well, which one is it?
No. This one? I mean, this one, yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, I think it's one.
What am I looking at here? There appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar.
That's a blood stain, my lord.
A blood stain? There was an alien!
Green blood? Curious even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature?
Unhuman. It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. By the great detective!
New invention, stop. Not yet appeared in stories, stop.
It's this, you see? It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with the
Fogger.
different elements in people's blood to change its color.
That sounds like a word you would say to avoid swearing.
Different elements of people's blood.
Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is. Well, not really.
To put it in scientific terms, they're made of different stuff. Ooh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood. Yeah, which you do often, right?
He's looking at it right now.
Talk of blood in courtroom, stop. Very exciting. Stop.
Oh, these people are freaks. As an example,
geeks.
this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Winterbank.
Ah, a striking blue.
As you can see, he's a blue blood.
He is a blue blood, yes, like Eridan.
No, not Eridan. Equius.
Oh, the one you always forget.
The one that I always
horse
forget. The horse one.
The furtive Equius, so easily forgotten.
Yes, so you see, the green color of this bloodstain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop. Probably Nepeta, if I were to hazard a guess.
Now hold fire there, young man. Could be from unrelated incident, couldn't have?
No, it's
No.
not unrelated. No, idiot.
Well,
The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Winterbank was killed.
by golly.
Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. And whose blood is it? Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries, as far as I know. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
Whose identity the court is still waiting... Sorry. Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder?
Take that!
Just wait.
It's the CEO of racism. The man's name is Eggert Benedict.
Eggert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, Counsel?
He made a visit to Winterbank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place.
When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession,
That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Is he the Skulkin brother? He should look like a little freak, though.
He's not a little. He's a tall, handsome freak.
He is a tall, handsome freak. Also racist. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc.
Can you corroborate this account, Inspector?
Yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Winterbank for a print showing the fella. Taken from one of his red-handed recorder gubbinses. Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Winterbank that morning.
And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice?
Well, Mr. Skulkin, never seen the geezer before in me life.
on me life, Gov, on me life. Never seen him.
Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion.
I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice.
Yes, and I can. Then show us the evidence.
I agree. You must see proof that this clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is.
Oh, honey, I'm about to twist your worldview upside down. This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. But now, I'm gonna drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom.
Are you ready to present your answer to the court, then, counsel?
You what?
I love it when he's confident.
It's so good. Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet.
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Winterbank's.
Which is when the aforementioned Eggert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no?
That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. Yeah. Hold on, we're just gonna skip this, actually.
Oh, she lunges at it.
Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed. And the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now.
Goodness, a bloodstain, is it?
My assistant and I have just analyzed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom.
Using my trusty fogger gun.
Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio.
I say. It's green.
5 is...
It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar.
okay. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Egbert Benedict, who was in Windibanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. Ooh. Things are getting spicy. My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Egbert Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify.
It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. Protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection of some such.
Oh, so you're classist as well, are you, Van Zeeks?
I mean, yeah, look at him.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a surprise.
He wears a fucking jabot, of course he is. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land? Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. You know what? That's totally fair,
Totally
honestly.
fair. This would absolutely not actually be admissible in court considering present technology.
Yeah. If I came out to court being like, this color swatch proves that my client is innocent, I would hope the prosecutor's like, no, bullshit.
No, yeah, what the fuck?
Get out.
So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color.
Well... God damn it.
And pray do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it.
Oh, what? Because he's not here and he can't speak for himself.
He's dead. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention is going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have?
Just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. About how he was temporarily suspending the Summation Examination.
Ah!
In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
Good grief! What did you just say, young girl?
And in a Summation Examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it?
Get fucked, Van Zeeks.
So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now.
Yes, she's right.
Young lady, you have quite the devious mind.
It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Bruno. Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something?
Unbelievable. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with.
Iris Wilson, sharpshooter.
Hell yeah.
I'll shoot Van Zeeks right between his eyes.
After that shrewd presses of the situation from an entirely unexpected source. It must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion.
This is absurd.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I am sure you'll come to fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Guilty.
Oh, fuck you, old man.
Not guilty.
Oh,
Thank you, Stalin.
two called guilty and four called not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. Prosecution refuses to accept this decision.
On what grounds?
If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. Oh, he's salty. This is a
He's
gamer
so
rant.
salty.
I'm sorry, Lord Van Zeus, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue.
Get fucked, idiot.
Ah!
Yeah,
This is like-
on the grounds that I said so.
Yeah, this is like this game's equivalent of when you finally get Edgeworth on the ropes and near the end of the first game, and he says objection, and the judge is like, on what grounds? And he goes, that was objectionable.
Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will not be possible.
What?
The name of the gentleman gave himself, Egbert Benedict, is quite clearly false.
I don't believe it. So I managed to prove the man was there that night. Who?
Who was that, please? Who spoke?
Oh,
It was me, my lord.
juror number 5?
You think Gregsy would know him?
You'd think.
What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector,
Oh. Yeah? Me, ma'am?
I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again, the one in which the gentleman is shown.
See him.
Oh, right, yes. This one you mean. Mr. Benedict.
Full of chip. Yes. There's no doubt in my mind.
Juror number 5, you don't mean to say you know this man.
Yes, I know him.
It's her man crush Monday.
What? Oh.
Order, order, order! Juror number 5, how on earth?
I am a communications officer. Stop.
As we can clearly see.
The gentleman in the photograph is stop. Also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop.
You have a crush
Look at
on
her
him.
face.
Stop.
Man crush Monday. Stop.
A very talented operator, in fact. Stop. You should be in the communication station now. Stop. Having away the telegraph. Stop.
Snitch.
This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right.
I suppose we all imagined the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal, like an egg.
Yeah.
It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night.
Yes, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong.
If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord
Get
Van...
him.
Lord Van Zeeks, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Make the necessary arrangements with all haste.
As your lordship bids.
Later, fucker.
Go fetch him like a dog.
The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson.
Yes, my lord.
I should like to hear from you specifically about events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess.
A little dance for me.
Yes, sir, my lord. Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m.
Ooh. Things are heating up. Finally got that motherfucker dead to rights.
Yep. Finally pinning him down.
Yeah.
Putting him down, you say.
No.
Oh.
All right. And with that, I think we'll wrap up the stream. Yeah, this case is good. This is a very, very good case. I like it quite a bit.
You're the best is yet to come, too. You're gonna love it by the end.
Damn. Okay. Oh, of course it's OBS just started playing the fucking Spirit of Justice objection. Good.
Excellent.
Hey Mina. Hey Alcasti. Thanks for hanging out
Hey.
today.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was very
Pleasure.
good. We will continue The Greatest Attorney on Wednesday. I think I'm actually recovered from my burnout now, so we should be able to actually do that.
Oh yeah,
I'm
happy for you.
I'm feeling good. Tomorrow, however, we are going to be doing Citizen Sleeper by, I believe it was Lila's recommendation, actually. Oh!
little cheer for you for beating your burnout.
Yay! Thank you, Mizuki. I love you. Yeah, so we'll do Citizen Sleeper tomorrow, because that should be fun. And that's it. For now, you have to go home.
Get out.
Stream's done. Get out. Get out of my room.
You get out of our house.
Yeah. Alright. I love you all. Hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night. And as always, good sleep.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.